whatever it was
Alrighty.
to play.
Huh.
And we're live. Welcome back, everybody, to another game of Arachnophobia presented by Scape Games. Before we get started, again, we do have a Tasha's Cauldron of Everything giveaway going on. Just have to follow on Twitch in order to get subscribed for that. And who wants to pick us up on what happened last week?
I'll do it. Why not? Since Ark's not here. We went over to locate the mayor, governor, whatever you want to call him, of the Ravens Bluff. He gave us a quest to get permission to go to Illwater prison and dive into the Underdark and fight a supernatural entity of drow. But he gave us permission as long as we also, I can't remember the quest we got from him. I think I might have been zoned out when that happened.
We are supposed to destroy his grandfather who was cursed into some kind of undead or something.
That's it. I knew it was something along the lines of undead grandpas. But so we went to Illwater. Once we got there, it was under siege by a crapload of baz. We dominated them because we're that good. They blew up because we're that dumb. And then we cleared out the caves, and I think nobody died in the guardhouse. Then we decided to take the rest of the day, set up our supplies, and set up our help re-garrison the walls and make sure all the defenses were up, so if they get sieged while we're in the Underdark, we don't come back up to another siege. So did that, rested through the night with a long rest. Then we we're starting off the next morning freshly rested and prepared to what's a good word for it? Prepared to
Make a delve into the lower levels and or bowels of the Undercity.
delve is what I was going to say, but I couldn't remember that word. I wanted to say a dungeon drop, but I knew that would sound stupid.
Hey kids, we've just run across the vocabulary word of the adventure. Delve.
Delve.
Can you say delve? Sure, I knew you could.
Dungeon delve sounds a lot better than a dungeon drop. Sounds like we just sort of stumble into it that way.
Just a falling pit of despair. Let's go.
Sounds like Drawho's X.
All
We're in the
right.
wrong part of Toro for that.
So yes.
The knights then come in to thank you once again for your assistance with the incursion. As they're doing so, a glowing orange circle forms around Ark's feet, and roughly a 3-foot diameter. Out of instinct, he looks down to see the stone flooring beneath him dissolve in fractions of a second. Reaching out to gain purchase on something, anything, but is unsuccessful in doing so. He falls into the void below him. Earth, rock, then stone fill the floor, basically recessing that void back to what it was. A laughter echoes through the chamber. I think I'll play with this while my troops are searching for the stone you're after. Hurry along before I get bored. The laughter echoes once more and the room falls silent.
Son of a... He cast ephemeral meat hook.
Are drow Australian now?
Well, they are from
Well,
down
they
under.
are from the land down under. Damn it.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm so mad that you made a pun out of the Underdark.
Been waiting to use
You're
that one
lucky
a
I
while.
didn't just rage quit.
But, it's the Underdark, not the Underdark.
Well,
Hey,
with
he's
Ark
already having
being
a
gone,
cow. Let's
who's
not
really going to bear with him?
I will say, though, that does make sort of sense being Australian, because the way someone explained the drow language to me was, think of like a Creole version of Elven. It's just lazy and sloppy and not very well spoken.
Oh,
And
also
since then, I've
massive
always seen
giant
drow.
spiders. Everything
Well-
down there tries to eat them.
But do they have fire tornadoes?
I don't know. That'll have to look up.
If not, we can make it happen.
This is true.
So, okay, I guess we're going to the Underdark.
A delving we go.
Gotta delve real hard.
Dwarven cohorts doing? Are they establishing the beachhead here, or are some of them coming with us?
They're prepping to go down with you. So, post the combat, they ended up using a pair of pontoons that they had kind of inside the cart to bring it ashore. They then recess those back into the cart, bring it into the keep, wherein they see that some of the stairwells down are a little bit thinner than the cart's going to be, and they kind of take it all apart. It seems to be sectional in the way that they've got it set up. Functionally, they're kind of dragging it in multiple pallets that are set up on pairs of wheels in order to get it down the stairs that you guys will be heading through.
Oh. I'm gonna have to get them to show me how to do that and get some artificers on it, make us some money.
So, with that, the knights lead you through a nearly inexhaustible amount of checkpoints, both manual and magical in nature, down to the underbelly of the prison. The first floor underground seems to be fairly standard. For a prison, small windows, large, tight cages housing a preponderance of humans and near-human races. But as you go further and further down, you see odder and odder creatures, all manner of known races, and some unknown. The final floor down, now the 10th of the stairs that you... Sounds like we've got somebody... The final floor down, now the 10th of the stairs that you... Okay, there we go. The final floor down, basically you're on the 10th level, is a menagerie of non-humanoid things. Odd monstrosities, weird tentacle creatures, a pair of displacer beasts in one cage even eye you hungrily. At the end of the corridor there sits a cage with its door open. An illithid resting comfortably on a velvet high-backed chair reading a book.
What now, an illithid?
Correct.
Oh.
Knight Captain Faraz points you towards the end of the hall. Those are the stairs that will take you down into the tunnels. That'll lead you into Sarbreen. Be careful in your path. Memorize your way, lest you end up in the vast caverns of the Underdark. May you have a safe journey finding Sarbreen.
Okay, then that happened. So who's going to lead this party? Because I'm sure not going in first.
I guess Nivara will go in the front since she has super dark vision and she can see the best.
How's your day been?
I'm not excited about that.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
But-
if anybody's going to have the best luck, it's going to be the person with 3 devils holding on to their soul. Let's be real.
I won't stop you, but are you sure you wish to take the lead?
I mean, I can always take the front.
It doesn't make any sense to put an archer in the front.
No, it does not.
It doesn't, but you know,
He
I'd
is needy.
say that
It's a new day. I have a tomb up. I'm not that concerned about it. If anything goes wrong,
I'd say put
Okay.
the fighter
Alright.
act.
I'll
Alright.
turn into an ice cube.
Yes.
Just understand, if things get hairy, I may remove you bodily from in front of me.
I kind of like the idea of the person with supernatural dark vision going first into the Underdark.
Well, I can't see up to 90 feet as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but she can see through literally supernatural darkness.
Yeah, I have 120 feet and I can see through the darkness spell. So
That makes her superior to all of us.
Warlocks.
Warlocks.
Warlocks. Didn't know Warlocks had that ability. All
Yeah.
right.
Only reason to play
Yep,
one.
I'll be at the far back then. That makes
All right, so continuing down with Naivar on the front.
Followed by the other characters, followed by Fenrir, followed by me.
Okay. So silence surrounds the party as you travel deep into the tunnels below the Illwater prison. Hours pass as the tunnels twist and turn, winding ever gradually moving deeper into the darkness. A slow progression of turns followed by a moderate ascension. And then up ahead, you can hear the sound of water slowly lapping against a shoreline.
Like there's a lake down here?
Not that you can see as of yet, you're still in the tunnel, but from what you can hear, it sounds like it.
I'll go ahead and send my owl on ahead
Okay.
and see if it can find anything.
So your owl exits the tunnel into a large cavernous area filled with a lake. Darkness that has kind of clouded everyone else's sight for so long recedes in this area. In the middle of which, the lake specifically, you see a monolithic column wider at the top and the base, creating an almost hourglass island. On that distant shoreline, there are what look to be old stone buildings, a few of which even seem to have fires lit within them, giving off dim glow within the homes. However, much of the structure is covered in luminescent moss. Hazy patches of green, purple, and blue strike an interesting swath of colors across the island, each one of them fading, then slowly brightening in turn.
Okay.
Well, I don't think we're alone down here. So you guys will be able to see once we get out there. So, Kaizen, if you'd like to take the lead.
Yep.
All right. So as you exit the tunnel, the other kind of stuff that you notice, basically this tunnel opens kind of circular shaped to that lake. The tunnel itself expands into that massive cavern, and to your right or left are kind of sheer walls. The lake and the shore are the only thing right up there.
All right. Can I see anything around me?
Just that, but you can notice that near the shoreline, there seem to be many misshapen stones that are covered in a green algae-like substance.
I will send the Raven ahead to scout.
Okay. On the internal portion of the island, as your Raven flies over to it, it's a good several hundred yards to get there. But there are a total of 5 stone structures and what looks to be a mine.
All right.
I don't like this. It feels like it's too obvious to take the mine.
I mean, the mine does seem like a trap, honestly.
It's the Underdark. It's all a trap.
It's a trap.
But this was also a dwarven settlement.
There's
Yeah.
And is it the only route presented?
Can I do any type of check to tell, we could tell that somebody was down here with us. Can I do any type of check to tell if I can see where they went?
Tracking.
So there's no additional tracks in this local area.
Okay.
Oddly, it seems to have been wiped clean.
They managed to obfuscate the passing of Umberholks?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they just took a broom behind him and swept.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I can't track them either way.
I mean, if it's the individuals that, absconded Ark from us, it's not hard.
Yeah. So what do you want to do?
What I'm concerned about is whatever's big enough to take an ark and wander off with it.
That's the problem. Taking a shifter and running off with it is a very big problem.
I'm just a shifter taking an ark. It's its own breed of crazy and dangerous.
How far out was that island?
About 200 to 300 yards.
Is there a boat?
No, there is not.
How deep's the water?
Alright, so I'm gonna go down and check out those rocks that you mentioned with the unusually shaped rocks with the algae on them.
Hopefully it's algae.
Okay.
If it is algae, I can use a nature check. I got that.
Yep. So first, since Nivara is closest, go ahead and give me a nature check.
All right.
Okay. Skills, nature.
11.
Nightfar's got a 9.
Okay. Definitely just seems to be some sort of natural Underdark algae.
All right.
And the rocks are normal, even though they're unusually shaped.
Yep.
Yeah.
More than likely something that the water of the area just kind of eroded over time.
They just formed unnatural due to the erosion. All right.
That water that leads to the island, how deep is the water?
Yeah.
Um,
Can we?
Looks fairly deep.
Okay. So we need a boat of some kind. Is there a boat moored nearby that we can see?
Nope.
The stones with the algae, does it look like there are stepping stones that go out to the island?
They're just kind of lined on the shore and they go out maybe 10, 15 feet.
Is there water running against where the weird striations are, or does it look like the water has receded since then?
A little bit of both.
Okay, so there's probably a flood zone down here we got to be aware of.
All right.
But what's on that island? Just so I know to drop it.
Houses and an entrance to a mine.
Okay, I thought that's where the mine entrance was, but wanted to make sure I wasn't misunderstood him.
What's in the other? Can we see anything in the other directions, like down the shoreline?
There's no additional directions to either your left or right. It's kind of sheer cliff wall.
Okay.
All right, so our only way out is pretty much getting to that mine.
Okay, well, do the dwarves that came with us have some floating contraption we can use to get across, or I'm just going to go back and ask them?
Well, yeah, we could, set it up as the flotation option and get everybody over there. It'll probably take a trip or two, though.
That's fine. We'll send over the least expendable, followed by me.
Oh, right. So they go back to kind of reconstructing the cart back together, setting up the pylons and getting it prepped. Where would you like to have us berth it?
I guess next to the stepping stones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I want to search the area around those stones to see if anything's been hidden.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Can I give him like a boost, like a little bit of like, I forget what it's called, like support or whatever?
I'll give him guidance.
That's it.
What does guidance do?
An extra D4.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's the help action you're thinking of, where you can give him advantage for helping him.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yep. I always forget his name.
And so you're going to help me with this?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll advantage, add a D4.
I'm assuming everybody is doing this with dark vision.
Yeah.
There was luminescent moss out here, so you guys can technically see now.
17.
Well, I've
Okay.
got dark vision.
So you start
I think
getting
the whole
out there
party
and,
has dark
and
vision.
looking into things. First off, go ahead and roll me a dexterity save.
Damn it.
All of us?
Nope, just Kaizen.
Just Kaisen. Okay.
Oh. Wait a minute. Is this an attack?
It is not.
Damn.
Oh, it's a trap. Oh, geez.
You're
Son
gonna
of
fall
a...
So most of you are searching along the shoreline. Kaizen gets a little bit further out, goes to step on one of those rocks, and his foot slips on that algae. In the water he goes. Loud
okay.
sploosh.
Like, is he okay, I have a question. Is he like drowning, or is he falling in the water, or is he still visible?
He's still visible. At that far out, even the rocks being above it, it's only maybe 3-4 feet down. They're just rather slippery.
Okay,
So
good.
he basically pulled an Urkel and fell on his ass.
Right.
Okay.
But beyond that, oh well, that's a bonus for you. While you're down there, you do find a small ring. Golden in nature, is inscribed slightly, but the inscription itself is worn unreadable. No gemstone in it.
No gemstone. Interesting.
Well, happy coincidence. We'll acquire that and make our way back to
you might want to have Kibble look at that.
Yeah, he can look at it while we're waiting for everyone to get the boat prepared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both will take about the same amount of time. So they prep the boat into the water. Thinking about that. They also have trouble on the rocks and end up slipping in multiple times, but manage to right themselves and get the boat placed in correctly. Kibble lets you know
Get it incorrectly placed or placed in the water correctly?
Placed in the water correctly.
Okay. I'm like, if they incorrectly placed it, I'm going to make them do it again.
Yeah.
Kibble lets you know that the ring doesn't show anything magical.
All right.
So it's probably just the one ring to rule them all.
Yeah. I'd say we probably should send maybe so how many can the boat hold at a time?
About 4 medium-sized creatures, and one of which will need to be the one of the dwarven crew in order to get it kind of underway appropriately.
So we're going to have to take 2 trips regardless.
Correct.
Okay. What do you guys say to having 1 archer and like 2 one of the other classes in each boat?
You said we can take pretty much 3 because the dwarf takes up 1 space.
Yep.
Yeah.
I say Nivara, Fenrir, and Kaizen go first, since Nivara has the dark vision. One's an archer, and the other has, the ability to defend them. And then the rest of us will go in the second trip.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, having an archer and a fighter in the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what we do then.
Okay. So post 2 trips, you guys are able to reach the shoreline. And in doing so, the first group here hears some form of kind of odd braying, maybe some type of beast of burden.
A donkey?
Something like that, but it sounds off.
An abomination donkey?
Could be.
Can I do a check to find out what it is, or to see if I know what it is?
Yeah, he's a woodsy guy. He's seen weird stuff out there.
What's your favorite terrain?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's mountains.
Okay, no, that wouldn't apply. Not something
I think we're
heard
technically
before.
in a type of mountain.
Not quite.
We're underground. That's mountainous. Mountains
Yeah, but
have
that
underground.
means-
That's like anti-mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, I would need the favorite terrain of Underdark in this situation.
Yep.
And it, also depends on the critter. Critter may not be from that type of area anyway.
Fine.
And so you said that there were fires in some of the houses.
Correct.
Do we see any other signs of people?
There several of the kind of stone structures do have smoke rising out of them as well.
So
Okay,
it
so
might be.
how close are we to the structures? Like, is it reasonable that they would have seen us coming?
More than likely not. Well, while there's kind of that glow in there, the windows themselves are exceptionally small.
Okay. I'm going to send the owl to go look through a couple of the windows and see if there are any people about.
Okay. So as the owl moves forward, first off, you see kind of a small pack of odd-looking large creatures covered in something either fur or hair. 2 large horns that kind of encircle themselves. They seem to be grazing from moss that covers the flooring there, and are penned in kind of a rickety-looking old plank setup that are held together with like either rope or twine type material. The owl is able to see kind of behind that group a set of mine tracks for like a mining cart that lead up to one of the small stone buildings. And all 5 of those buildings are cloistered right against that central column. Building 1. There it is. So the first building is a bit larger than the others. Doesn't sport any windows, just a single large exterior door.
Okay.
Second building is fairly shaped the same as most of the other buildings. A little bit smaller than that first one, and it being nearest, one of those that are nearest to that central pillar. Does have several windows on that, and a squat iron door at the center of the kind of front-facing wall. As your owl is flying over, it can kind of smell the cooking of meat in that area.
So we're guessing this is like a residential area.
It's up to you to guess.
Can I have it fly up to a window and like look through it?
Definitely. So in that one, looking inside, you're able to see kind of a few short humanoids. One that's a bit larger and seems to be sitting at the head of a table. That one's completely bald, but sporting a white wispy kind of chin strap, and wearing long-haired leathers. His eyes are closed, and he seems to be in some sort of prayer. On the far end of the room, you're able to see that there's a stone hearth where what looks to be a female that's sort of similar to that male is standing. Seems to be cooking there. Seems to be a female just due to the fact that aside from having the lack of beard, it's got like kind of a horseshoe balding set up on the head with kind of black, very dirty looking hair that hangs down. Additionally, there are two smaller forms sitting in the corner that seem to be whittling at small chunks of stone using a hooked iron carving kind of instrument.
So when you say smaller, do you mean like children approximate size, like of these two, or like small like dwarf?
So the first two are small like dwarf. These two are about half that size.
Okay.
Well, if they're halflings, they better watch out. We have a history with them.
So either children of the two or gnomes.
Oh,
Okay.
and their skin is kind of an ashen gray color, and as they kind of move around, your owl is able to see that all of them have pure white, snowy eyes with no irises.
Okay. Do they look like
Kind of like
civilian
underfed,
people?
probably. While they're wearing leathers and furs, they don't seem to be carrying any weapons. An easy approximation would kind of be that they're ashen-colored, underfed shield dwarves.
Do any of these buildings are all these buildings looking like residential, or are any of them looking like recreational, as in?
So
Like,
as far as the exteriors are concerned, they're pure stone, no ornamentation. Some just have doors. Some have doors and small windows.
Okay.
So it's a ghetto.
Okay, well,
Essentially.
so
Now,
we've got an
also-
interesting choice then, because we've kind of snuck up on these people that could be considered hostile.
We're also
So-
heavily armed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to introduce ourselves, or do we want to just try to sneak on by?
I'd say the best option is
Has everybody made it across the lake yet?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any boats or any other watercraft on the island?
There is not.
So it'd be safe to assume that they don't get off the island unless they go wherever we're heading.
I
Or
would
they have
want-
another means off the island?
Yeah.
Or they're not meant to leave the island?
That would be my
Well,
guess.
I would say it's safer just to sneak on by. I don't want to cause like any.
And you
Yeah,
said
their
there's
lives suck enough without us getting involved.
Yeah.
and you said there's a monolith in the center.
Yep. So essentially the cavern is kind of one big hourglass shaped monolith, And the base of that is this island in the middle of that lake.
Okay. I would like just to sneak on by, but I understand if you guys want to like try and gather information from them.
I think it would be worth speaking to them, but just to figure out what's going on here, if there's anything we got to be aware of. But I'm not going to overrule the party if you guys want to just skip past them.
Upon Navarro's description, if we get it,
Yeah, I would just relay that all back to you guys.
they sound like they are possibly dwarven. Does any of us speak dwarven?
The only person I think that speaks dwarven was abducted through Australia.
No,
So more than likely, we may not be able to communicate.
Well, even the lowest of peasants know
I
common.
speak,
Actually, I do have a comprehend language spell, so I could cast that.
I also speak Dwarven and Draconic along with Common.
Oh, you speak dwarven?
Okay.
Never mind then. We got a dwarven speaker.
All right.
But they speak like Underdark, then I don't have a clue what they're gonna say.
Well, I have comprehend languages for that scenario, so.
Yeah, I think we're covered speech-wise.
Okay, then. I say we go back so we're a good distance from them and then make some noise so they hear us coming and then approach them slowly. Because no matter how well-intentioned we are, if we surprise them out of nowhere, they're going to think negatively.
So you're suggesting we take the boat back across and then come back?
Well, no, we go back to the boat and we make some noise, make it very obvious we're getting off the boat so they can be prepared for it.
I don't think we've left the boats yet, so we're still there.
Oh, I thought we had already...
We're beached.
All of my reconnaissance was via owl.
Oh, okay, then I guess,
I would say, how about now that we know where they are, how about we just undock at the town, if there's a docking point close enough to the town where they could see us.
If I understood Kidra correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not that big of an island, and the monolith is the connecting point between the ceiling of this cavern and the island.
Yep, that's correct.
And there is a set of tracks leading to the mine entrance. The buildings are huddled around the monolith in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And where is the mine entrance in relation to those buildings?
Just off to effectively your right.
Okay. So we could skirt the edge of the island to the right and go to the mine entrance and not get near the buildings.
Yes, in theory.
Because I'm assuming there's not much area.
All right, so let's take a vote. Who's for sneaking by?
I'm for either at this point.
Well, I need you to pick one, please.
Okay. Let's sneak by.
Okay, so we got one for sneak. Anybody else?
I say leave them be.
And
2.
All right, Navarro's also for leaving them be.
Well, then we're leaving them be at this point because I'm not going to contradict unless
I was gonna
Misaki
say.
decides.
nah, if we can not disrupt them,
Okay, we'll sneak by them.
what are dwarven compatriots going to do?
They're willing to follow and or set up a beachhead here. Literally,
Okay.
I would
on the
tell them
beach.
to row back to the other side of the like the other side of the lake, not where the island is, and just wait there.
But that's just
I describe the things that we have seen to the dwarves and see if they
they have a
knowledge.
reaction.
Those are probably Duga.
Tell me about those.
Well, they're like dwarves, but pissy.
So they're dwarves.
No,
They're dwarves.
worse. They're, more often than not, they're evil.
So yeah, bypassing them is probably for the best.
Yeah. but do you want to keep them on the other side of the?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Is do you feel safe with them here if we leave you behind to guard this area, or
Or you want to push on knowing that they're behind us?
Well, given how quick we got down here, this probably isn't the greatest spot for a beachhead.
All right, so you'd like to follow us?
This is a better option.
okay,
All right.
let's do that then.
You're welcome to come with us.
All right, so stand guard where they, transform the boat back into our cart.
Okay.
Yep, we all take up sentry position and hope the Druiger don't attack.
All right.
I draw my bow and knock an arrow.
Okay. So they begin working on the cart. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right. That will be a 16 plus my perception modifier. So 19.
I just got a straight 16.
Yeah.
What do you want? I'm a ranger.
Perception, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch me ace this, and then fail everything else.
You're going to fail it because you said you're going to ace it.
Yeah, I'm okay. 11.
All right. So Fenrir and Nivara, you can see not too far off from that mine entrance, there's a mining cart sitting on the tracks. And kind of even from here, you're able to see that it's filled with raw ore and that kind of glints in the light that's given off by the luminescent moss.
Can I tell what kind of like glint? Is it like colored in any way?
Not from this far away.
Okay, I mentioned to everybody else.
Well, that's nice, but that's not what we're here for.
I
It
don't
might be
trust
worth
nothing
taking.
down here.
If it's adamantium or something, it might be worth taking.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we want to carry it all the way down into the Underdark and have to deal with it on the way back as well.
Yeah, we'll make a note of it and come back for it on the way back up.
If it's still here, yeah.
It seems to be the product of the labor of the people who live here. Why are we talking about stealing their things?
We have no idea if they still work these mines.
I mean,
And
it's
also because they
reasonable
could
to
very well
assume.
they could very well be evil. So
I'm certain that there are people we've dealt with topside that are evil. Are we on crusade? Are we going to start murdering everyone that we think is evil, regardless of their action or hostility?
not murder, but taking their stuff so they can do less harm sounds not that bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't. see a problem
We've
with that
seen
either.
people waiting at their supper table and most likely children playing.
All right, fine if you want to be Mr. Moral, but
I mean,
No, I'm just asking how we're going to do this. If we're going to be murder hobos, that's fine, but I want to call it what it is. An invasion.
Leave me alone.
as much as it pains me to agree with Kai, I agree. I don't think we should be taking their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, we could set up for trade later.
we get through this and it's an ore that we want and nobody else is doing anything with. Yeah. As Kaizen said. Well, Draho can figure out how to pass the token on down here.
Without putting them off, let's hope.
Hey, if there's one thing Draho will never do, it's get involved in the Underdark business. Because the Underdark are where the Drow are, and the Drow are not real elves.
So
Okay.
you think you
let's
want
go
to take
figure
it
out-
all?
All right.
It's very interesting. It's not that you get your hands dirty, but the color of the dirt. Anyway, shall we move on?
We shall move on after that nice little quip.
And considering we have to go to the mine, we probably have to pass the cart, which means closer inspection will tell us what's in it.
Yeah, let's just head to the mine.
Yeah.
All right. So as you wander closely, How close are you getting to the cart?
As
I
close
want to
as-
get a good look at whatever it is, so
I wanna
Draho's
get-
going to go right up to the cart.
I'm just gonna stay I want to get close enough to the cart that I can see what's in it, but without getting as close, like right up next to it. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Then the two of you go ahead and make me perception checks.
That's a 15.
That's a 22.
Okay. So, Draho, you're able to note that as you get closer to the cart, there's kind of a yellow haze of gas surrounding it.
I am going to stop approaching and say, that's a trap. That is a drow trap. Dirty drow have trapped this place. Watch yourselves.
All right. We don't have a guy who can. I mean, can I try? Is there any way to disarm that you know of?
One moment.
We don't even know
I'm
if it's a
going
real
to
trap.
consult
Draho's just
The
using
dwarves
racism.
that have mining experience, and see if they could tell us what's going on here.
Oh, no. My elf racism solved the problem. It's a drow trap.
Okay. I'll ask the dwarves under Kaisen's direction. Do you know what's going on with this ore? It's giving off some like green smoke.
Well, don't know about it giving out weird smoke, or generally doesn't do that.
Yeah, because it's drow trickery.
Maybe you guys remember or know the histories of this place. What was traditionally mined here?
That is a good question. Would I be able to use history to know what they used to do here?
Give it a shot.
Because I'm actually good at history. Why did I say that?
Because you're a dummy.
You never say you're good at it or you don't roll well.
Kendra,
Yeah.
what's the spatial relations between the penned animals and the cart?
Probably 100 feet at most. So, the dwarves are like, unfortunately, I don't remember. Draho, you recall minor hearing things about silver, gold, adamantine, and varieties of like precious gems.
All of which I have a very vested interest in.
Oh, no, but you can't touch those. Those have dirty drow dirt on them.
No, they have traps. All we need is either get someone to trigger it or get someone to disable it. Kibble, can you disable the smoke?
Yes. Turn Draho direct towards it, and then blow as hard as you can.
Now, Draho, not understanding the joke as he would not get that that's an insult, is going to turn towards it and start blowing really hard. Is like this.
It works better on your knees, Lordling.
Kedro, I'm approaching the mine shaft. I'm shaking my head and walking towards the mine shaft.
Yep.
Yeah, Navarro's going to
Thank you.
continue on.
So,
Wait, guys, I've almost got the mist cleared.
He decided he was going to come back.
As I walk past Draho, though, during this, while I'm walking towards my tree, I just grab him by the collar of his shirt and start dragging him with us.
and
Fine, we'll be
as you're
back
doing
later.
that, an odd gust of wind seems to come through the area and push it away.
Huh?
The gas.
Told you. Kibble knows how to do this stuff. See, if Kibble says it'll deactivate the magic, it'll deactivate the magic.
So what does Lord Draho see as he's being pulled away?
Definitely some form of either silver or adamantine, with kind of crusts of emeralds, diamonds, maybe rubies. It's
And
hard
I'm
to
going
tell
back
given
for
the kind of moss luminescence glowing off of it all.
As he attempts to go back, I hold on to him and I say, "We'll get it when we come back this way. You're staying with the group now."
Fine, but if it's not there when we come back, you're paying me what it cost.
No, I'm not.
Enough.
All right. So as you head over to the mine, there you can see a trio of those kind of ashen gray dwarves standing there, just outside of the mine. They seem to be sitting, smoking, and having some form of kind of muttonish looking food. Definitely something on a bone, kind of a haunch.
Huh.
Okay. Now, is this on the exit that we're heading to, or the exit we were heading from?
The exit that you're heading to, into the mine shaft.
Okay.
How many of them are there?
Likelihood of
He said
How far
3.
away are they from us?
Any visible weapons? Tools?
Not that you can see as far as weapons, but they've definitely got pickaxes, shovels, other mining equipment kind of near them.
So implements they could use as improvised weapons?
Potentially.
Okay. How far away are they from us currently?
You've still got probably 75-ish feet.
All right. Do you guys want me to announce ourselves?
Have they seen us yet?
They don't seem to be paying attention to you.
Can we get past them without drawing their attention?
They're like directly between us and the mine.
They're
I think we're
clustered
right in front
at the
of-
mine entrance.
They're at
They're
the-
the miners.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to make ourselves known then.
All right. Then I say in dwarven to them.
Don't do that. Give me a moment to think.
Okay.
We from the tunnel entrance, because it did end at the water and it came straight to this little island.
Mhm.
We didn't reconnaissance the rest of the water and walls of this cavern when we were on the boat, did we?
You did not.
We didn't
So-
even check all of the actual buildings here. We have no idea what's going on around us.
So this could literally just be a mine that they're mining and not a way down.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Seems like the best way to learn that would be to ask someone what's going on.
Okay, Lodroho, go ask them.
I don't speak their
I can
tongue.
ask. I'll go up and ask.
Excuse me, I'm lost. I was looking for the dragon stone, maybe an angry elf guy with a whip, purple face, kind of weird looking, kind of a douche.
Have you seen
That
this
guy.
guy?
Have you seen this person? Can you
Okay.
help me out? Do me a solid.
Hold up the milk
You really
cart.
want me to say that to them? What do you want me to say to these people?
That's all on you. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do when they get pissy. That's
All
my
right.
job.
Fine.
I vote for hitting with your glaive.
approach and I'll bring Navarro with me because he can comprehend languages if they don't actually speak Dwarven.
Make sure you hide behind her. She's good at shielding.
Yeah.
Navarro, are you good with that? I don't think you're good with that. Are you good
No,
with
I don't think I'm good with that, and I also haven't actually cast comprehend languages yet because that's a ritual.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just go up with by myself. I go
I'll
up to
cover
the
him.
nearest
Say again from me.
and I ask very politely in Dwarven, can you help us? We are looking for a way down, basically further into the Underdark. Is there a passage down here, or do we need to go elsewhere?
So you see them look at
We
you,
are lost.
and then they look at each other, and then look back at you, and they point you out the buildings back up behind you, and they're like,
So they didn't speak Dwarven, huh?
Nope.
What did they speak?
They spoke Underdark. I'm
Undercommon.
guessing.
Mhm.
Undercommon, yeah. I gesture gesture of thanks, and I go back to the group and I say, they basically pointed me. They seemed to comprehend what I was getting at, but pointed me towards the village.
And Fenrir, go ahead and give me a wisdom, just straight wisdom roll.
Straight wisdom roll. That will be a 15 because it's a 14 on the die.
Okay. One of the things that you did notice about all three of them, while they had the ashen skin, they were almost ritualistically scarred and or abnormally tattooed across almost all of their like face and head.
I mentioned that as well.
So did they actually understand you, or do you think they understood you?
They seemed to comprehend what I was saying.
Did they reply in your dwarven or common or anything?
They replied in Undercommon and directed me towards what I think is the village.
So they probably just said, "Oh, new sacrifices. Head that way."
Who knows? I'm going on faith here.
Never trust the Underdark people.
So do these guys look like they're having a conversation now?
They do.
Have they now noticed the rest of us?
I'm sure they followed him back to the group.
Very much so.
Or at least watched him walk back and
How
stop.
do they feel about that?
And they seem to be just happily sitting there. Well, I shouldn't say happily. Sullenly sitting there, continuing to eat and converse. Most of their tone seems to be fairly terse.
I'm going to go ahead and start casting Comprehend Languages now.
Okay.
So I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Alrighty.
I'll keep guard with them.
Yeah, see what's happening.
There's no point in going anywhere and just wait here until we figure out what to do.
Do they let me finish casting?
Oh, very much so.
No,
Okay.
and it doesn't look like they're running off to get anybody either, or screaming for help, or grabbing a pitchfork, or, any of the Ermagerd, the colonizers have shown up.
Hey, don't give away later storyline.
All right, so can I understand them now?
You guys, the rest of you waiting for the spell to finish?
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
going to instruct the Raven to fly around and kind of listen and pay attention to what's going on and see how much activity is really going on around us.
Doing a kind of full spatial view of the entirety of the cavern?
Yes.
Okay. What you find is effectively there are two other buildings on the back side of the monolith. There's no light or smoke coming from those two. Most of the activity, well, frankly, all of the activity is coming from just a couple of the buildings here on the front.
The mine and the other building that had just the one big door, which I'm assuming is a warehouse.
Either a warehouse, some form of storage. As your Raven gets closer, it does hear some of that odd braying from inside as well.
Barn. Sweet.
Yep. And there seems to be a smaller building, maybe 10 by 10, that does have some kind of light coming from underneath the door. And that one has no windows.
10 by 10, no windows. The lav? Curious. If I have the Raven land next to the door, does it hear anything?
Very, very muted voices.
Okay. 10 by 10 foot room, light, no windows. It's not a big room.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
And about this point, the spell kicks off.
Okay.
All right, so what are our friends saying?
You hear them kind of wondering why you all are standing around when, you told them to go to the trade hall.
At least they didn't send us to the sacrificial pit.
Yeah, but with that, I imagine.
Hey,
What are you doing?
Come on, they want us to go to the trade hall.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
As we head back, I wave of thanks to them.
They stare at you oddly. Which direction or which building are you headed towards?
One they pointed at.
Yeah, I'm just assuming they pointed at a building.
No, they just kind of waved towards the core of the area. One of those.
Are any of the buildings labeled?
They are not.
I
I
mean,
guess we
somebody
go-
can ask directions that knows the language now.
Yeah, we can go up to one
Yeah,
of them.
I'll ask which one's the trade building.
Oh, I'd head over to the small one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Sure.
All right, it's the small one, guys.
Okay.
The small building's the trade building. They really don't value trade here, do they?
And as you're walking away, Nightvar, you hear one of them kind of scoff and say something about the oddness of the children of the lone craftsman.
Lone Grasper.
I have no idea what that means, but I will relay that to the rest of the group and see if anybody has any thoughts.
Can I roll anything to recognize it? Is that some stuff that an elf would know?
Probably not. Fenrir, though, you have dwarven speech, so go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. 15. Sorry, I'm trying to find history on my sheet. So yeah, just a 15.
Okay. With that, you can recall a minor portion of a lesson at one point while you were listening to the person teaching you Dwarven, where he talked about Duergar and the fact that all of the other races came from a Duergar that crafted them, trying to do better than the original Duergar. They only have one god, and so he was trying to create life and make his god happy. However, in doing so, when he presented his creations, the god kind of cast him out, and he became known as the lone craftsman, cast out with all of his other unworthy creations.
I explained that to the rest of the group.
So they just called us failed Drugger.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Basically,
never
we're
been
the-
I legitimately have never been so insulted.
I basically say, let's explain that we're basically the, how do I put this?
Do they even understand you?
The Druigar world. That's what we are. The
Draho-
redneck experiments of the Druigar world. That is what we are.
Draho, you wish to be on level as these
The lowly
Drugar
dwarfs?
that live here on this island?
No, I'm above them. It's just rude that they call me something like that. Clearly don't understand their betters.
You just got some salt poured at you, Draho, here in chat.
Oh, let me see.
Let me see. Let's do this.
Uh-huh. Y'all are the
Where-
reason I have therapy.
I need this.
Oh, how close are we to the building as we approach?
It's not terribly far. Like, most of this island is fairly small. Again, that particular building is that small 10 by 10 kind of exterior space.
What did it say in chat? I cannot see. Never mind.
Said, are you an investor in the therapist too?
That's not great.
Not yet, but next downtime I will be.
And how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like buying more property.
He's thinking about buying his own island now.
No, by the end of this game, Draho is going to be the elven equivalent of the Monopoly Man.
Anyway,
All right, so I'll go ahead and
Negative.
I'll head up to the the
The
door
10 by
and
10, yeah.
Okay.
rap on it
Draho
with my
becomes
staff.
the genesis of the Ferengi.
So the last building looks to just have that small door kind of offset of the center of that 10 by 10 square foot building. Its walls are plain, though well constructed, and save for the obvious door and rough square shape protruding from the base of the center column, it could easily be mistaken for little more than a section of stone eroded by water over time.
Okay.
The door itself is likewise stone.
Is it easily accessible to open?
It does have a handle. Would you care to
Alright.
try it?
Hold up. Before we do anything involving doors, is there actually something behind it, or are we about to rip a door off a wall again?
As noted earlier, there is kind of a faint light glow underneath the door.
Okay, you may open it.
Oh, jeez. I open the door
All right.
and I semi-shift my teeth and I growl at Draho for his annoyance.
What? Fine. Next time you open a door and a freaking something jumps out and bites you, I'm gonna laugh.
All right. So opening the stone door, it slides easily inward, almost without effort and without noise. Inside, you see a stairway leading down several stories. A faint light emanates from what looks to be a turn at the bottom of the stairs, and nearly inaudible voices can be heard echoing up that stairwell.
Okay. Seems like everybody's upstairs.
Okay, let's head up there. Navarre can go first. She speaks the language.
So Navarro going first?
Yep.
All right.
I'll follow behind her.
Heading down the stairs, once you get down there, the stairs turn into kind of a cramped passage that zigzags a short way as more torchlight pours in the further you move in. It then opens up into a large room with several long tables packed with seats and holding a menagerie of species. Dark-skinned elves, two odd-robed creatures with tentacles where their mouths should be, a short, bald, ashen-skinned gnome-like creature, and even a few large bulbous mushroom creatures are seated and interacting, though the conversation is terse in nature between the various races. On the far end, there's a slightly raised dais that holds a stout dark iron throne. On it sits a surly-looking gray-skinned dwarf with a scraggly white beard and is adorned in leathers and furs, crowned in a thick dark iron circlet. Off to either side of the chamber, you can make out a pair of pathways. One looks to lead up by the glimpse of the stairs that you can see. The other one is shrouded in darkness, perhaps leading further down.
I'm guessing this guy is the chief.
Upon entering the room, I kind of look at the other people and I look at the crowd. I'm like,
And as they hear you enter, they kind of uniformly turn to look at you and then turn and kind of go back to their conversations.
Never has Drawhill felt so uncomfortable in a place of commerce.
it's
Nivera, you are up.
So I'll kind of step in and say, hello, my companions and I are seeking a way further into the Underdark.
Hey, Joe Stucky.
Yeah, we have a puppy attack. Yep, come here. There you go. Hi. Yes, you're cute. Okay, so Navarro, what were you saying?
Hello, my companions and I seek to go further into the Underdark.
The dwarven-ish looking leader says, "Come in. Bragon is neutral territory for all who seek to trade. You'll find no knives stabbing you in the back here, but the cutthroats drive a hard bargain."
Thank you.
Please pull up a seat. What brings you to trade?
As I said, we are seeking a means to go further down into the Underdark.
Yes, but what do you bring to trade?
I think he's asking us to trade for said information for pathway.
Okay, I got this. Let me see what I have here.
And as Draho is kind of going through stuff, Naivara, you're able to understand that all of the various different groups that are sitting there seem to be talking about trading various things. The gnomes and the elves seem to want some form of ironworked items from the dwarven leaders' people. And they seem to be bidding between themselves kind of for the final sales price of what sounds to be something in short supply. The mind flayers don't seem to be speaking, but at times they're spoken to about quality cattle that will be brought in within a 10-day. And the mushroom creatures, the myconids, they're just sitting there kind of peacefully. And from time to time, the mind flayers look at them and then look back at the dwarven leader, who notes that the supply of fungal wood that they've brought will be sufficient to last the mine's excavation for a short time. But more will certainly be needed, and their needs will indeed be met as more supplies are brought.
Navarra, can you ask the king if he speaks common or any other language besides his native tongue?
What the king spoke, well, king, was in common.
Wasn't.
Okay. Question. I do have something that's fairly unique, but I don't know if anyone would be interested in it.
Always a possibility.
I have a vial of blood that came from a book.
What?
When Naivara's book bled in that way station, I collected a vial of the blood from her bleeding book because I thought it might be useful later. It has proved to not be useful.
You see the drow kind of look curiously in your direction?
Yeah, a book wielded by a mighty warlock who managed to make a pact with 3 devils simultaneously. Their book started bleeding, so I collected some of the blood.
And at that, they kind of turn back to each other and are chuckling.
Yeah. You don't believe me? Look, I even wrote on it. Book blood. I mean, if they don't trust me, I'm going to be really offended, because if there's one thing Draho isn't, it's a liar.
Cadro,
Mm-hmm.
This is a character, and a question I want to ask. Would it be a problem down the line if I offer them my crystal?
That's up to you.
I wouldn't offer him something like that. Oh, you know what? Let's see. No, I really don't have anything that wouldn't be easy to find here. Unless I'm just going to ask him, is there anything in particular you are looking for? I'm going to ask the trading captain, whatever he is.
We trade. We trade everything.
You do have something that he may be interested in. You have there's a potion.
Nah. We're holding on to that. No, I got something perfect here. I got the perfect thing. I'm going to pull out a bottle of Evermead.
He looks at it quizzically, and the trio of drow kind of scoff.
I asked the king, would a supplement of gold suffice for the information we want as trade?
Oh, gold would be helpful. How much are you offering? And where are you trying to go?
We just need your nearest passage down to the Underdark. From there we can find our own way.
Oh, you wish to go down.
Down further, yes.
Interesting.
We want a safe passage down. That's all we're looking for. How much gold is that worth to you?
How much you're willing to pay? Safety is expensive.
Draho's going to tap you on the shoulder and whisper into your ear, start with a low price. Don't give him any options.
I say 150 gold pieces.
150 for a safe passage? That's awfully sparse. Are you sure you want to go down? Up seems more appropriate for you uplanders.
Down is where we want to go.
I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and hold up a 3.
How about 300 gold pieces for a safe passage down?
We can definitely give you a passage down for that.
350 for a safe passage?
You do understand what you're going into.
Yes, perfectly.
But all you want to go is down. There's nothing safe further down.
What he means is we'd like a route that isn't going to end in a sudden fall.
Well, that can
Pretty
definitely
much. That's
be
all we're
done.
asking.
I can do so for 350.
Excellent.
All right. I hand him 350 gold pieces from my personal supply.
One of his kind of underlings comes up to collect the pouch from you.
I hand him the pouch of gold.
So he points off to his right, which is your left, and you can see the passage entry there, the one shrouded in darkness. That way will lead you down.
Thank you.
While we're here in the trading area, I am going to walk around to some of the other people in the trading area and see if anyone is interested in that vial of blood.
You get a mental thought that just kind of hits you. What do you want for it? Where did it come from?
I'm going to give the honest story because, honesty is key to proper mercantileship.
Can you please not tell them it came from my Book of Shadows, please?
Not yours, I said A. This was collected from a powerful warlock out in the mountains. Their book started bleeding, and I collected some to for should it be necessary at some point.
Interesting. And what would you want for this?
While he's doing this, I tap our noble on the shoulder and I say, Draho,
Not now, I'm talking to the voices in my head.
Yeah, about that. I say, think about what you are selling and to whom you are selling it to. And think about what it could potentially do.
Don't worry about this. I'll deal with the voices in my head. You deal with the trading captain. So I'm going to say, what do you have? Mentally, of course, if I can think back to him. What do you have that you feel would be worth this vial?
Oh, we have many things. What would
Try and get
interest
some
you
animation
most? What needs have you that we can fulfill?
Damn, I didn't expect anyone to take the deal. I've got to think of what I want.
Set on trading it. I guess we have to get something worth it. So try get some adamantium off them.
Actually, I know what I could really use. Actually, I'm seeking... What kind of books do you carry?
Oh, books of all kinds, from many different worlds. What subject?
I send a thought to them mentally. Do you have any books on the Feywild and location?
I was literally just about to ask about that because you've been hunting for it. I'm going to say, do you have any books on the Fae court and their procedures and so forth?
We do, but not here. If you'd like to come back at some point, we can make that happen.
About how long do you need? We plan to come back this way after we finish our business in the Underdark.
Well then, we should hope to see you soon.
Certainly. Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah.
I will extend a handshake to them if they choose to do that.
He kind of looks down and then looks back up at you, confused.
What I figured. And I'm gonna leave. Yeah, then I'm gonna walk away, go back to the group, and I'm going to let you know. I might have a lead on something to help you with your Fae problem, but we can't figure it out till we get back.
That's fine. I got us a safe passage down.
Excellent.
Well, not crevice. We just have to go through that entrance over there.
And you can see Kibble whispering at Kaisen.
Well, that's nefarious business between nefarious people. Not my business. I did my work.
All right. So I guess we're heading out of here.
Yeah, if nobody else has more trading to attend to.
Nope.
Is there anything else in the room on the walls or anything like that, or is it just the tables and the throne?
It is very undecorated in here, like to a pointed lack of decoration, almost as if they take no joy in having anything frilly whatsoever.
And we're going to be taking the stairs that are in darkness, you said?
That would lead down, yes.
I point to the passage they directed us towards.
And we saw stairs going up out of this room other than the ones that we emerged from.
Correct.
Yeah.
I
come
guess. I mean, I'm ready to go. I did what I needed. I unloaded this vial of blood eventually. I've just been holding on to it, waiting for an opportunity to like throw blood in someone's eye and watch them turn into a dragon or something stupid.
The
like
problem
that.
with selling them blood is that it's literally blood that can give them power over one of our characters.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It came from a book. It's most likely connected to a devil. The
Kid,
worst it can do is give a
did
devil a
the
new minion.
Dwarven entourage come with us, or are they outside back in the village?
Currently outside. Their cart wouldn't fit in here without them taking it back apart.
Yeah.
But you do see Kaisen approach the Dwargar leader. You have something? Something for trade.
Well, I have many things for trade, but I seek information.
And what do you seek?
I need to know what the most direct route to, I'm not sure what it is referred to now, but in older times it was Sarbreen, settlement of dwarves.
He kind of snorts and then spits on the ground. See.
Understandable.
Then
But I seek something there.
you would want the path up. We've been delving there, but it is unsafe.
I am aware there is an individual there that I am looking for.
He kind of cocks his head.
Oh, I am not very familiar with the Elvish tongue, so forgive me if I butcher the enunciation. Ildriz Yolka?
And
At least that's what he used to go by.
as you say that, one of the drow pulls a dagger and stamps it into the top of the table.
Easy now. Friend of yours?
The drow kind of stands up, pulls the dagger, puts it away. That trash is dead. I killed him myself.
Then you need to go kill him again.
Guess he's back.
Explain.
He follows a new master.
He looks back at the other drow, and they kind of stare pensively at each other for a moment. That is not possible.
It is. We've seen him.
I can prove it.
How so?
Show them, Kaisan.
Oh, this is a terrible idea.
Well, doesn't
I
look
have
like
seen
we're gonna
it
get out.
in my dreams.
One of the mind flayers looks at you and is like,
Only tasting, no eating.
we can oblige. And he, the mind flayer, reaches a hand out towards the drow and reaches a hand out towards you.
I accept his hand.
Okay. And in doing so, that entire conversation, reading everything that you've come across with that, slowly pulls out of you and then goes into the drow. It's just kind of a cascade of images, sounds, and everything that's happened. The drow at the end of it pulls back. Filth! Stands up, or points at the other drow, and they start walking towards the tunnel entrance down.
I stop them before they can.
Oh,
No.
I'll let them go first. They can die.
Just an ask.
I just
Given that-
hold out my hand just to stop him for a sec to say to him, before you go on a rampage down there, just know he's a lot more powerful than he used to be.
That won't stop us.
All right, I've said what I need to, but
I do have an ask. Given that you have this information from us,
So be it. What?
if you could perhaps tell your ilk that at least those of us in our party, well, we're on our way to confront that individual. So maybe if you guys could not make our travels more burdensome.
He kind of looks you up and down. So be it.
Thank you.
And
I
then
give
they
them a
turn,
good walk.
and then they walk off.
Nothing like watching drow go murder drow.
Kaizen.
A moment. Yes, Misaki.
Did I understand that correctly?
They know.
Our quarry is this other set of stairs.
Correct. You guys
Yep.
are welcome to, travel down if you'd like, but I'm going to accomplish the mission.
We were already coming anyway.
Yeah, I mean, let's get done what we need to get done.
And I will look at the lead drow. Do you have any misgivings with us continuing on our way?
Not at all.
All right.
I say we go. We've done what we needed to here.
Yep.
To the stairs
think
going up.
Then the Drugar leader leans down. But you did pay for down, not up.
How much do you want for up?
Oh, up sounds indefinitely more expensive, given what you're going to.
I'm gonna slap the
Discounted
table.
by the fact that there is a murderous dark elf that is raising an army of the undead for the point and purpose of destroying all life in its wake, and it's your neighbor. You going to go fight him?
It seems that you owe us a discount or at least a freebie if we come back alive.
I see.
No, you don't owe us anything. You told us up was safer and therefore cheaper. So this is a freebie.
Oh,
Yeah, this
cheaper
is
doesn't
creepy.
mean free.
Doesn't
But-
matter. You told us up was safe and costs less than down, which was $350.
But we will allow your passage up and your passage back through if you bring us back 3 trinkets from that old Sarbreen.
We can manage that, I think. But
What trinkets before we make any deals?
yeah,
How's
Something
he gonna know?
interesting.
He hasn't been there.
We
at
send
least-
our people up there to delve multiple times.
what trinkets are you looking for? Specific trinkets or just any trinkets?
Any trinkets. Something portable,
Okay.
obviously.
Okay, fine. I can find you 3 trinkets.
We can do that.
Then you have our blessing.
All right.
Let's
Thanks for
go
your help.
before they decide we need more to give them more crap.
Yeah.
And then Draho, you get another thought in your head. Make sure to come back. We will definitely have the book you need.
Yep, thank you. I'm going to say very loudly, thank you, voice in my head.
And one of the mind flayers kind of dips its head at you.
Drago's going senile in his old age.
Not that old.
You're older than me.
And upon walking to the stairs up, Misaki shakes her head and the bells tingle on the mask.
I'm going to have to come back here with more supplies some point. They got good stuff to trade.
That they do.
Well, and then I pause. Kaizen, what are we going to do about our fellows upstairs?
I
Yeah,
guess
we
so.
made a deal for our party. He didn't count heads.
Yeah, but we left them out there and didn't tell them about our return.
Well, I
Um,
assume they're planning on coming with us. Their mission was to create a beachhead in Sarbreen, not in a Druger outpost.
That is true.
So tell them to pick their shit up so we can get on the march.
I say wait here, and I run and get our companions.
When he leaves the chamber, I start walking up the stairs.
Okay. As you do so, the dwarven leader says, Rhaegon wishes you well. See yourselves safely and come back to the city of exiles.
And Rhaegon was his name, wasn't it?
Correct.
How long does it take me to get the dwarves and bring them back down and meet up with the others?
Well, in order to take their cart apart, it's going to be another 10 minutes.
All right.
Just got to keep waiting around in the trade center and try and get a feel for how trade works down here for my eventual return.
He wants to open up a stall.
Yep. Send one of my merc captains down here with a couple guards to do some sells.
And what do they hand out? Wooden discs.
I'm thinking of selling arachnophobia merch.
Draho.
We still need to change that name.
Yeah, we'll change it after it's no longer profitable.
No, really. We're now wandering around in the Underdark. Arachnophobia is not what we're fucking calling ourselves right now.
Language.
Anything that'll piss off a drow, I will say.
I, if you haven't noticed, picked
I'm
us
with
up
Kaizen
at
for
least
this.
some non-com less problems just now by not
Yeah.
insulting people that I don't know. So you will behave yourself so we don't have to fight them too. That's
Look,
a
if the
different
drow
day
keep their
and a
dirty mouths
different
shut, I
time.
won't say anything. But I'm not going
I
to be
can't
talked down
control
to by a
what they
drow.
will or will not say. I can control you.
Do you want the werewolf to control him? Because I control him with
No.
brute.
His control is easy. I pull out a big ruby. I'm like, your god has been money. Now grovel in silence. And I toss it to him.
Buy in silence. That's the best way.
I'm going to hold the ruby for a second, think real hard, and go, Okay, I can suffer a few drow insults for this.
I go into my gem bag. I pull out the biggest.
No, I've already been bribed. Don't add on to it. Save that for when you need to keep me from starting a war with the drow.
This is for that. And I hand it to him.
Yeah.
Officially paid
No,
off
no,
for not
don't. I only need one bribe.
Hey, Kedra, how long is the stairwell that goes up?
Quite a ways.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm getting the dwarves and getting them packed and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heading up.
Okay.
I'm gonna call that bribe Ruby on my character sheet. There we go.
All right. I assume by this time I've gotten them all down.
Yep. And you guys start making your way up.
Yes.
The stairwell upwards starts at first as a well-crafted set of stairs. Torches light the walk for a short period and then end, leaving only darkness ahead. After about half a mile of climbing the stairs, they recede into more natural of a tunnel with kind of a gradual slope. Then inset on the kind of right side, there seems to be a door. It's awkward in the way that it looks, though, almost as if the stone was shaped out of the side of the cavern. There's just a slit down the middle, and then kind of that opening passage where you could potentially push the two sides into the passage.
Somebody else can mess with that. I'm on the lookout for drow ambush.
What did you say it was again? I kind of misunderstood.
Yep. So it's a door that's basically set into the wall, but it looks like it's part of the tunnel itself.
Okay, so it's kind of like the back door into the Lonely Mountain in like Hobbit.
Correct, where it's something physically manifested there, but so expertly carved that it's almost hard to tell.
All right. Can I use like survival or perception check to like see, to try and feel around to see where I can get like a way to open it?
Go ahead and do investigation.
Investigation. All right. That will be just a plain old 16.
That'll do. Kind of off to the right, there's a lever portion that you're able to push in and act as the release to the door.
All right, I push it.
Okay. As you do, that kind of tunnel opening splits and kind of moves backward. Inside, you see kind of a large singular room filled with smithing implements. A small stack of unpolished silver ingots is sitting near the forge area, with a box of silver utensils and what seems to be other unfinished products set to the left of the smithery. A variety of smithing tools, coal, and other forge implements are scattered around the room in a very tidy fashion, though a bit disorganized on the shelves themselves. There's an odd-looking tree stump made out of wood that you're unfamiliar with, and sitting next to it rests a small stool made of the same material.
All right. I go investigate the weird stump.
Okay.
Try and tell what kind of wood it is.
Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Nature. Oh, hang on. Let me find nature.
This is an active place. This isn't something that's been abandoned, correct?
Seems so.
That will be a 15.
15. You'd think that it was made out of some sort of fungus originally, but it's so tight packed in like cellulose structure that it sits like a wood.
Okay. Is there anything else of note in here? Is like there a door we can see or an impression where we would think an entrance or exit would be?
As you look further in, you do see one additional exit out that way, beyond the like stairwell exterior that still continues up.
Okay. Which way do you guys want to go? Up or down? Or do you want me to open that door and see where it heads?
I say we've got a raven and an owl. I say we send one up and one down and see what happens.
Well, is
All
it
right.
down the way we came?
Down is the way we came, but this is a different down, so it could take us somewhere completely different.
The
Yep.
stairwell up is going up. The door is kind of going in the same level playing field that you guys are currently on.
All right. I'll go over to the door and see if there's like the same mechanism to open it. Just see where it heads.
Yep, sure does.
All right. I push the mechanism to open the door.
All right. Oh, within there, this seems to be a space that, aside from like the wall having no decorations, is very clean, very well worked in the way that it's been chipped or scrubbed away from the initial kind of cave entrance space. You find that it's a large space that leads into kind of a monolithic area within that tunnel. You can see boxes, crates, chests, stacked bags of grain, middling-sized kegs, and other barrels that are stacked both vertically and horizontally.
So it's a storage area, basically.
Looks like it.
Okay. I yell back and say, "This is just." I just yell back and I say, "This is just a storage area, so it's best we just probably go up."
I want to go look through the storage area and see what's exactly in those areas.
Raho, we didn't come to rob some guy's storehouse. Let's go.
There is some merit to it. Let's see how old those supplies are. If they're
Believe it or not,
terribly
that's
old-
exactly what I was thinking. I just wanted to see if this stuff was fresh, so I know whether this has still been used, so I know whether we should be paranoid of drow ambush.
I
Well,
kind of took care of the drow ambush part.
I'd
There-
be
They are
willing-
not to be trusted.
But
They do not keep their word.
I gave you a ruby. Hush.
could this also
Nice.
be Reagan's stores? Especially if he's sending incursions into the town.
Yeah, that's all. I
Yeah.
just want to know if this is fresh. I just wanted to know if this has been used recently.
Are these apartments in use? Is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem to be. The grain is fresh. The kegs are full. Are you
Okay,
doing a
that's-
thorough inspection?
Yeah, I'm gonna inspect it just to make sure there's nothing else. But never know what could be in here. But that's the main thing I wanted.
So
Is
are you
there any
cracking
decor?
open any of the crates or anything?
I'll
No,
open-
no direct decorations on the walls whatsoever.
So this
Wait.
could still be part of the Druger stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna go through the trouble of breaking open crates if it seems like it's just supplies. I don't want to be the dude rifling through their supplies. I just wanted to make sure this area is commonly used. Right now, Draho's main concern is that we are going to be ambushed by something nefarious and, Underdarky.
Well, there's nothing nefarious in either of the rooms that we've seen.
Yeah, so I
Just
think
what they
that
want you to
never know.
think.
Well, it
So-
was also a place where people lived before it became a place filled with hideous monsters and terrible things.
So I would say we back out of the rooms, close the
I-
doors
That's what I was about to say. I'm going to close the door again.
on both rooms,
Yep.
and continue up the stairs.
Okay, I'm good for that.
We go up the staircase in the blacksmith shop. I guess it is.
Okay. Get to the right spot again.
Or get to the wrong spot and just
Oh,
You
that
don't
happens
try.
more often than not.
Well, it's you, Kate.
After about a half a mile further of climbing the stairs, the mustiness of the air seems to diminish since you're further away from the underground lake. Eventually, the slope tapers off and the tunnel opens into a larger area. Here, the walls have been reinforced with an odd-looking wood at 10-foot intervals. In the distance of the cavern, you can just make out what looks to be a constructed stone wall that spans the width of the area. Additionally, within this area, you see 3 or 4 other passageways leading off.
any demarcation on anything?
Not from where you're at, but the wall on the far end is definitely more like a kind of crafted stone wall that you would see as like city gates.
And the opening that we just came out of, is it marked in any way?
It is not.
We should probably designate which one we came out of so we know which one to go back to.
I got chalk. I can leave a chalk mark. It'll take some time because I'm drawing Draho's crest.
Just make it so it's big enough for us to see if we have to run to it.
Oh, if you can't spot my crest, you're not in my party.
If I'm running, I'm not looking for something small.
Fine, I'll make it at least as big, twice the size of my beautiful long elven hand.
All right. And likewise, the passage that you're coming up through is directly across from the kind of dwarven made wall.
All right, so while Draho is having arts and crafts time, I'll go and investigate the other side of the cavern and look down that.
Okay. So moving towards the wall then?
Yep.
Okay. As you move towards the wall, you end up being able to see much better considering your sight. Inset is kind of a hefty bronze door that's set several feet back from the rest of the wall. Its face is adorned with all manner of intricate filigree, central of which is a huge hammer. The entire wall surrounding the door is covered in plant life, some of which kind of glow ever so slightly. Most of it, though, is an assortment of fungus. Smaller mushroom stalks kind of their way up the walls. Larger ones taking residence at the base of the wall and extending out several feet from it.
All right, I'll check the door for any like locking mechanisms, traps,
Okay.
that
So
sort of stuff.
as you get close to the door, a variety of those mushrooms, the larger ones that are sitting on the kind of floor and base of the wall, start making a high-pitched screaming sound.
That's not good. If I back off, do they keep screaming?
They seem to.
Well, we've rang the doorbell.
And then you begin to feel a rumble beneath your feet.
I'm gonna draw my bow, arrow to the teeth, knock an arrow, and just prepare for the drow ambush.
I'm gonna suggest we retreat back to the doorway whence we came.
Yep, that was what I was thinking. I'm going to start backing away from the door rather quickly.
Okay. As you're doing so, that rumble becomes a heavy tremor. And let's pop that off and this on and get this shared to you guys.
I was
No!
gonna say, if something doesn't attack us, I'm gonna be the last one back out the door because I am covering our retreat now. But never mind.
Yeah.
All right, let me know when that's coming in for all of you.
It's coming in, but
It
I
is
feel like
up for
I'm
me.
in front of the group, and that's not correct.
No, you're in the back. The wall forward where all the stone statues are, that's the kind of entrance wall.
Okay.
Directly south on this version of the map would be where you guys came from.
Okay. Good.
Now, that
Should we
said,
roll initiative?
yep. Because out of the floor
Is it a
erupts
purple worm?
a giant purple worm.
Son of a...
Come on.
Oh crap. Oh crap.
That's not nice.
I don't like you, KJ, right now. I really don't.
No one's ever said that I'm a nice person.
We've never
Again,
claimed you
I
are.
feel like I'm in the wrong location. I feel like
Damn you, KJ.
What he says is you're in the right spot, but look at it like this: shiny purple scales for armor.
Huh?
Amongst other possible things.
Okay,
Let's see. Everybody go ahead and get your initiatives in. Fenrir, what'd you roll?
That will be. So it's Sorry, it's dark in my house. That's a 17.
17?
14
Alrighty.
plus 3.
You could turn on a light.
I turned on as many lights as I have. So.
Where is? I always forget where initiative is, like an idiot.
So on your main PC.
I know. I found
sheet-
it because
Perfect.
Smart eventually started working.
All right. And as per usual, Draho, it looks like you are going first. That purple worm erupts from the ground. You can see that it's kind of pointed its head towards the shrieking of the mushrooms.
So, yeah. I think our best bet would be to start this off with a arrow to the face, maybe 2 of them.
Okay.
Maybe thorn.
Where's the face on a worm?
The mouth
Okay.
area.
I was going to say I'll aim for the maw. Somewhere
Okay.
in that area. Where is actions? Got to refigure the character sheet. Okay. Time to see if I can hit it with a sharp shot. 8. Does that hit?
Close, but no.
I didn't think so. Let's try again. Ooh, 21. Does that hit?
That will hit.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and add, do the damage. And then, 16 minimum damage. But I'd also like to do my thorn attack.
Okay.
So add 10, believe it's poison, and then it's slashing from here on. So,
Alrighty.
if I recall correctly. That's my whole attack. I am not going to action surge right now, but I am going to 5, 10, 15, 30. And yeah, I'm going to sort of lean against the statue to try and make my profile smaller.
All right. So you fire off that first arrow, and while it hits, it just kind of ricochets off the chitinous hide. That second arrow is able to make it just through a pair of the 2 plates kind of pressed together. You hear it kind of growl out in rage, looking towards your entire party now. With that being the case, Fenrir, you are up.
All right. Can you move me to diagonal of the left? I think it is. Back.
Like so?
It's gonna take a second. Yeah, like that. Exactly like that. Then I'm going to. Hang on, I need to look something.
What is it? I might know, because I know.
It's my shifting.
Oh, yeah, no.
Bonus action adds an AC, gives you temporary hit points.
Thank you. That's his. Mine doesn't give me AC.
Ah.
I'm a different shifter type.
Oh, I didn't know they had differences.
Yep. He's what? He's a.
Fair.
No, he's a beast hide. I'm a wild hunt. Here it is. Okay. Yep. Okay. So mine is still bonus. Okay. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to cast I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action
Okay.
at level 2
Okay.
on the
The Draho, right? The Draho.
What? No. Purple worm.
at the worm, and I think that allows me to get an extra set of
2d6.
dice when it hits.
Yep.
Yeah, d6 and an extra d8. So, and after that, I'm going to do my 2 attacks on him with
Alrighty.
my bow. That's a nat 20.
All right.
So
Yeah,
that,
get it out of the way now. It'll fail later.
Yeah. Need 3d6, my d8s. God damn, I can't find my d8s. Oh, there it is. Let me grab my last d8.
Just roll the same d8 twice.
I got it. So 1 plus 2, 8, 14, 15 total damage.
Okay. Miraculously, with your shot, you hit it in one of its very, very hard to see eyes. It shrieks and kind of reels back and forth several times, eventually knocking the arrow back out. Go ahead and make your second shot.
Second attack. That will be just it's an 8 on the die plus the 7 from my attack.
So 15?
15.
Unfortunately,
That
that will
hit.
miss.
All right. And then that's my turn.
Okay. That will bring us to Misaki.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
It makes a dex saving throw. Or takes damage.
That is a 12. I will bet that is a failure.
Yes, because my DC is 14.
Alrighty.
I was going to say, if anyone has a save below 12 at this level, they did something wrong.
For a total of 5. Okay.
Radiant damage.
Yep. So your Sacred Flame shoots out, strikes into its hide. It singes slightly, but seems to not have much problem with that kind of minor impact.
And
I
then
think he just called your god a weakling.
That's exactly what he said.
And then the shrieking mushrooms, are they along the wall that people are backing up to?
They are functionally from where Draho is at, all along that inner wall, and from the first set of statues out 2 more spaces in either direction.
Okay, so we're like amongst the mushrooms then.
Correct.
Okay. Spread out a little bit.
Okay. Any bonus action?
No.
Okay. That will bring us to Kibble. Who, upon seeing that gargantuan worm, books it. Too bad over here. And takes a quick shot with his short bow. Does hit for a minor amount of damage. The worm doesn't seem fazed by it. That then brings us to the purple worm. It moves forward and then kind of curls itself around into almost a snake-like, ready to attack action.
Does it move more than a foot?
It does. Go ahead and give it
Yeah.
damage.
2d6. Slash it. Woo, 8.
Alrighty. Do-do-do-do-do.
Let me target it so I can start adding the damage directly.
Question, Pedro.
Yep.
Because of its size, does it have reach?
That you don't know.
We'll find out when it hits someone from too far away.
But once Kaizen gets back, since he does have 10-foot reach, he will be able to take his opportunity attack. And as Nivara is the first one up front, it will attempt an attack on Nivara. Rolls only a 16. Nivara, what's your AC?
17.
All right, it does miss with the bite attack. So as it goes lunging in towards you, it seems to veer off towards the noise of those shrieker mushrooms, landing kind of in a pile of them and chewing. At which point its tail stinger comes up and then reaches out to attack Kaizen.
So what you're saying is that the worm is shrooming?
It is. Likewise, it evidently that strike in the eye did not go well for it. So its tail stinger, as it's in there eating the mushrooms, goes kind of wide, hits into the ground, tears up a small streak of those mushrooms, just gouging them out. That is the end of its action. Kaizen is still away, so we will move on to Nivara.
All right.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up first. So, do I care about taking an opportunity attack?
All I can say is the last time someone ran through an opportunity attack, they took more than half their health bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do have my tomb up, so, but then I'm forfeiting my turn. Yeah. Screw it. I'm just gonna leave and let it have an opportunity attack.
Okay.
There you go.
So
Like a boss.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
No,
I was attacking Kaizen. That's rude.
Isn't it? There we go. Let's try that again. Hits with a 22.
At least it ain't a critical.
That said, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, base damage on that's going to be 19.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Dark One's luck on that.
Okay.
So 18 total.
18 total. Is one shy, unfortunately.
Ooh.
You may want to tomb on this,
Bob.
as that is 40 additional damage beyond the original 19 from the poison.
So 59.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll tomb right here, I guess.
Okay.
Outside of its reach. Or wherever. Where do I get to before it hits me, I guess?
We'll go ahead and make your move.
Well, I was going to run over to the wall, but if it's attacking me when I leave, how far away do I get?
Basically 2 squares.
Okay, so here.
One more. There you go.
All right, so I'll get there and then tomb.
Okay.
So that's what, 70 HP?
Sounds about right. So you can knock off that 59 that it took.
And 21 temp. Or 11 temp. Because I can math.
All right. That takes up your full action economy, yes?
Yes, because I'm completely frozen till my
Okay.
next turn.
Bring us to the top of the round, Draho.
Okay, having seen what this thing can do, this is a like a platform behind me that it can't burrow through, right?
Potentially.
Well,
It is a large stone wall. And
Yeah, but-
directly behind you is a 10-foot wide set of thick, heavy bronze doors.
Oh, see, I thought that was steps, not door. To get up, but okay, never mind. Then I'm going to fire off 2 arrows at it and hope for the best.
Okay.
Go for damage. Natural 20.
All right.
Yes.
Another crit.
And because I so rarely crit, let's see. Roll that crit. That's 23 damage. And you know what? Sunken magic arrow. It won't do any good to do another rose on it because it hasn't broken free. I'll do the booming one. At least it's an extra 4d6.
Okay.
So we're gonna boom it in. That 10 foot, is it gonna hit Kaizen or no?
Kai is directly 10 feet away.
All right, he can suffer 2d6.
Okay. So your first arrow fires out there, wings off a good set of its maw teeth. And then as the resulting boom kind of takes a chunk out of its jaw.
So that's 35 damage so far.
Mm-hmm.
Then second attack. Come on, critical again. Wow, that's a miss. But you know what? Action surge. Burn it all, baby.
Okay.
14 misses. And last try. 18. Does that hits? Yes.
Yes, it does.
Sweet. And that is another 18 damage.
Okay.
Suffer, worm, suffer.
It does. You see the portion of its kind of head section seems to be losing substantive capacity to keep itself together. Hasn't fallen off quite as of yet, though.
My move.
Not quite yet. So Kaizen's back, so we have an opportunity attack and a full round of actions.
Must unmute, must click appropriate buttons. All right.
Something that's turned into an android. Destroy him.
Opportunity attack.
That will hit.
I'll take that.
So as it was coming forward, you were able to slash into it, creasing a gouge right across a portion of its carapace.
Oh, purple worms are big.
That they are.
Take more of that.
All right.
As my halberd creases in, an explosion of radiant energy bursts from the wound. And then a full round of actions.
Yep.
We will hex the worm.
Okay.
X.
And we will, I don't know, probably choose dexterity.
Okay.
Not that I know what I can do to make it take a dex check at the moment. And then we will halberd.
Halberd it.
Very nice. That does hit as well.
And we will halberd it again.
Also hit.
And I get to re-roll that one.
How much total damage is the worm taking?
And then I get...
Not a number you know.
It is wounded, so that means it's at
Those
least
from
taken a
Hex.
chunk.
All right, so another 6 from Hex.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll
that,
let-
that D10 reroll you had didn't get the +6, I'm assuming, from your strength.
That's
Well,
okay.
I assume
It just
he's
subs it
doing
out.
the manual for that.
Yep.
Okay.
It's probably still
Okay.
got more than half health, so that's no good. What? I was
If I
just about to say.
recall, it's got an absurd amount of health, and we're in the wrong place.
That is true. All right.
All right.
That being said, any movement?
I believe it also has breach, so I can't really disengage, and I'm not going to give it a free shot at me.
Okay.
So,
Nothing.
I mean, I am where I am.
All right. That will then bring us to Fenrir.
All right. It still has my hunter's mark on it.
Yep.
Last turn. So I am going to use a bonus action to shift, which gives me temporary hit points equal to my Constitution modifier plus my level.
Mhm.
So that will be 8. And then also I have an advantage on wisdom checks, and no creature within 30 feet of me can make an attack roll with advantage against me unless I'm incapacitated.
Yeah.
And then I am going to do 2 bow attacks on the worm.
All right. Go for it.
That will be a 17.
That will miss.
All right. And that's 18. So 7. So 25.
That will hit.
Okay. Because it was level 2. Total of 13 damage.
13. Alrighty. Anything else?
Now, Navara, was all the damage you took on temporary hit points? Or
Yeah,
did you take...
I've not been hurt at all. That's all temporary.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because if so, I was going to try and use some movement to get over to you. Who has been damaged?
No one really.
Mm-hmm.
No one? All right. Then I'm just going to move 1 back towards Draco.
Okay.
And that
That's
will
right.
be it.
All right.
Cluster. It never goes badly for us.
So
Doesn't.
your arrows fire into it. Seems to take purchase. It doesn't seem to be overly upset about it hitting like the second and third sections of it. That will then bring us to Misaki.
It needs to make another dex save as I drop a spell to it.
Yeah, it gets disadvantage, right?
Yep, it was Hex on deck.
Sweet.
That's checks, not saves.
Oh.
But either which
Oh,
way, it
that's-
only rolled a 3, so you're fine.
So it's baller if you've got somebody that has like an entangling thing, and you can force them to make dex checks, not dex saves.
Mhm.
Or
Oh. Well, he's currently entangled, so yeah.
Yeah, like I have an ability to entangle stuff, but it gets the option of either dex or strength. And given this dude's rolls, his strength is probably monstrous, so there's no point.
This is true.
I flambéed it.
You did. Using your own or using the wand?
Mind.
Okay. So from Masaki's corner, out comes a small ball of bat guano and sulfur that gets very close to the gargantuan worm and then explodes into a fiery vacuum around it, kind of imploding a portion of the worm. A chunk of it falls to the ground. Looks like the stinger portion of it is just detached from the worm.
Okay.
That's good. Now I can't sting.
Any bonus action or movement?
Yeah, I'm going to move a little bit further away.
Okay.
I made it angry.
That you did.
Off the worm.
That will bring us to Kibble, who is all set up. We'll take another short bow attack. And unfortunately fires wide. Just a little too afraid of the worm. Bringing us to the worm's turn. Looks like it is aiming towards Kaizen with the maw. Does hit. Kai, give me
By how much?
That's a number you don't know, but you can make an adjustment if you'd like and see if it changes it.
Well, reaction shield.
Okay, what's that bring you up to?
Shield is +3.
+5.
+5, so 23.
Okay. It comes roaring down at you, and what looks like it's going to basically swallow you whole. Your shield pops up, hits it in the mouth, and it kind of deflects off to the other side, coiling back up, looking ready to strike again. That brings us to your turn, Kai.
Yeah, it comes down. I shake my finger at it. No. And yeah, we are going to get our swang on. Not with that.
That is definitely a miss.
That should do.
That it does.
And I get to re-roll that. Not that that's much better, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
And
okay. Very nice.
More of that divine light.
Mm-hmm. So your first swing misses, the second swing goes in, hits. That radiant energy just kind of erupting around the blade as it strikes through. Any bonus action?
Oh wait, I should probably hit it first.
Probably good plan. What you do? So you come around with that pommel strike and hit it kind of in its chitinous gut. It looks down at you, and you can see just saliva dripping off of the kind of razor sharp rows of teeth.
Guess not with that one.
Nivara.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
hex damage.
Good to know. Alrighty. Nivara.
Alright, so I will unfreeze,
Okay.
continue backing away, and I would also like to fireball it.
That is a dex save of 15.
When all else fails.
Oh, that is my save, so
All right.
half damage. It's a level 3 slot now. So that's 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You mean level 4 slot?
Oh, is it a level 4 slot?
Because the
I
level
thought it
3
was-
slot is
It's
the
level-
base.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Is it level?
Your
What's
seventh level, so that should be level 4.
Okay. Oh, that I rolled the right amount of dice. I just said the wrong thing.
Perfect. So half of, we'll say 14. All right. It is looking fairly beat up. Any bonus action or movement?
Finished my movement. I don't have anything to do on a bonus action, I don't think. So yeah, I'm good.
Okay. That brings us back to the top of the round. And at this point, you can hear kind of a bashing from on the inside of the bronze doors behind Draho and Fenrir.
Okay.
Just a
Ah,
methodical thud, thud, thud. Draho, you're up.
Alright.
okay, let's see. 5, 10, 15. Oh, is he able to hit me if I move there?
He can, yes.
Crap, I don't want to go there. 9, 10. Can I move around the statue and take double the movement?
Moving
through
through
it.
the space, yes.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And 2 more shots at it.
Okay.
Miss. Miss again.
All right.
So I'm going to impotently shoot at it.
So you go running, you kind of run into the statue slightly, which kind of tweaks off your aim, and you fire both of those shots at the same time.
I
and
hit
you
my
just-
funny bone on my drawing arm.
Yep. All right. Fenrir.
Alright. So, can you tell me how many squares is 30 feet, please?
6.
6. Alright, so is he within 30 feet from me?
Yep.
Yes.
Alrighty.
25
Then
to be
I'm
specific.
What?
25 feet to be specific.
Oh, okay. Even better. Then I'm going to cast with my last spell.
Fuck. Make sure it's not a concentration spell unless you want to drop Hunter's Mark.
That's not.
Okay.
Oh, well, shit. Then it is. Never mind.
Yeah, because I've made that mistake before when I had Hunter's Mark up.
Alright, so I'm just going to shoot it.
Okay.
Booyah! 19 on the die.
That'll hit.
26. Alright. That's going to be 14, 15, 19.
19 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your next roll.
Finish this thing.
Will an 18 hit? Sorry.
Right on the dot.
That's what I needed? Okay. So that's going to be 7. 7 plus 4, so 11. 14. 15.
All right. So as you fire up, you're kind of aiming towards that upper carapace section. It goes through kind of on either side, taking huge swaths of the worm's like upper carapace meat out with it. And in doing so, you can see that it's not really having much connection left. Functionally, just a few strands are keeping that head section on.
Okay.
Any movement or bonus action?
Well, now
Remember, they're beating on the door, so you might want to back away from it.
yeah, now that I've attacked, I still have a bonus action and I still have movement. Can you move me to that right on the other side of the statue near Masaki? That's at the entrance.
Yep.
Like so?
Reverse it. Yeah, right there. Okay. Once there, I'm going to cast. I know it's concentration, but I've already done my attack.
Is it bonus action?
It is. It's a bonus action spell.
Okay.
Grasping Vine.
Yeah, well, I forgot. Do you get spells back on a short rest?
I do.
Okay, if you do, then go for it. I was going to say, if not, I would hold on to that one in case we need it again.
All right, so it needs a dexterity save.
Yep.
That is a 17.
Never mind. It didn't.
So your vine lashes out, but doesn't seem to be able to take purchase on such a gargantuan-sized creature.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
All right. That'll bring us to Masaki.
Secret Flame again. I wanted to make another dex save.
Okay.
I was trying to do the same thing.
That is a 13, so a failure.
Ooh.
And with that, you're able to sever that last little section of the head. It falls off kind of in one direction, and the rest of the body sits upward, rather writhing back and forth momentarily and then coiling up and falling. You still have that kind of thudding from the other end of the door, though.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is wait to see what comes through the door.
Yeah. Or we can open the door, one of us.
No. If it wants in, it can work for it.
I am going to soak my halberd in that creature's bile.
Okay.
Why? Just curious.
You trying to poison something with your halberd?
Well, why don't you taste it and tell me?
I mean, I know it's poisonous, but like, is it really that? Oh.
Oh.
Are we still?
Oh, wait, no, skeletons. We can handle skeletons.
Are we still in combat rounds once it falls down?
You are. At that point, actually, the next one up is going to be the skeleton. So they will bust through said door and start moving forward.
Attack of
Kyle,
opportunity.
Yep, make it happen.
Racket.
Let's see.
What? Hey, no. Bad.
Oh, wait.
Oh, darn. I don't have another booming shot left because a booming shot could probably take them all out.
Wait, hang on a sec. I need to check something on my character.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Well,
no fair, kitty.
I was wrong.
we're still in our initiative rounds, so
Well, yeah, but I was going to take attack of opportunity, but he kept the Minotaur too far away.
well,
Where's the big one?
the other
Is-
things came into you faster.
Decent.
Nice.
All right. So Skelly rushing forward ends up impaling itself on your halberd and gets clattered to the ground.
Yeah. Ain't
Actually, really, I was messing around with the purple worm. The skelly was running up to me, and I kind of turned around and went, "What?" and just like smacked it. Oh,
Okay. Kadro,
Yeah.
I counted my spell slots wrong. I have three first level spell slots left and one second level.
Okay.
Because the Hunter's Mark was second level and the Fairy Spike was first, so.
Yep.
Okay.
So 3 base Skellies on Kaizen. Looks
Do they
like
have pack tactics?
hit, and miss.
Nope, but as having played a necromancer for far longer than is reasonable, I can tell you they're nothing to fear.
And each one does 8 with a short sword. The third one kind of stepping into that space where the first one was killed and dodging off to the side. Let's see, one on Fenrir. Comes in and completely misses.
Watch it crit on me.
And then one on Draho. Also a miss.
Good.
Do, do, do.
I really appreciate that my name takes up the entire row.
Yeah.
Will bring us to the Minotaurs,
Pretentious.
which the first one reaches out with its giant scythe and slashes towards Kai.
Minor Minotaur skeleton. Oh, yo.
he has 15 feet of reach.
It's only showing 15 because of where the middle of him is. Technically, his box is 1 away from yours, so total of 10 feet.
Oh,
That did not calculate appropriately. What AC are you?
18.
18? Okay, it does hit. Now you already used your reaction.
Well, if I used my reaction and then it's still the previous round, in which case it's 23.
But then it came to your turn, and then you reused your reaction for the opportunity attack.
Oh, okay, you're right.
So he slashes out with that great scythe for a total of 21 points, gouging you heavily.
Ow.
The other one, however, is too far. So that brings us to Kibble, who will fire off really quick at the one next to Draho
I was going to say, save McKibble.
with a miss. Oh, wait.
Kibble is not on fire today.
However,
No, he's
because
even in
you're
the
close,
dark.
pack tactics.
Yeah.
That's a hit. So the sneak attack damage does a decent amount of damage, but does not manage to knock down the Skelly with a piercing attack. Brings us
That's
to
okay.
Kai.
Okay. Kai wants a piece of Minotaur man. I feel disrespected. So I will use my bonus action to shift my
Hex.
hex. There you go.
Words.
To Minotaur skeleton number 2.
Okay.
And then I am going to give him the business.
Okay.
Give him all the business.
That is a
And I
hit.
will hit with that one. For that,
Okay.
plus that. And then I will swing again. Oh, they have no AC.
They're just skeletons.
for that. Oh wait, he's undead.
That is true.
So he's gonna take that.
All right. You ripped through a good chunk of him. Like bone shards of his rib cage shatter off. The left arm just kind of goes flying. Standing there holding that great scythe in single hand. Its blue glowing eyes looking at you with hatred. All right. Anything else?
Stand tall. You are the wall now. Ark is gone.
Gonna say I'm gonna stay put. If they want to go, they're gonna move.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Nivara.
Right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go.
Oh wait.
1,
He takes 3 more.
3, 4,
Okay.
5. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a fireball. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Assuming right around Skelly, Minotaur Skelly 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it on the back of Minotaur Skelly 1, so it'll hit this row of skeletons in front of Kai and end there.
Sounds good.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, I accidentally rolled one, so take the last one off of there.
All right, so 38. So Skelly 2 and Skelly 5 are vaporized in the fireball. And Minotaur Skelly 2, even at half, will likewise fall. So we will dex save for Minotaur Skelly 1. Just going to only roll a 13. That's not going to do it. So he will take 44 of fire damage.
Nice.
All right. Any additional movement or bonus action?
Nope, that'll do it for me, but I will use my Dark One's Blessing and grab my, what is it, 11 HP.
Okay. And so with that, your fireball, as it goes off, you see bone shards just kind of either disintegrating or just flying off in various different directions. Bringing us to the top of the round, Draho.
All right. This thing's right in front of me, looking real intimidating. But I feel very confident that I am stronger than it. I am going to switch my bow into my offhand, draw my rapier, and panic stab as hard as I can at its face.
All right. You go all Roberto on him.
Yep, the only way I know how to fight. That hits.
That it does.
And that finishes it. 9 damage.
You are not targeted, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
I meant to target him.
Only needed 1 more hit point, so Skelly 4 is down.
Yeah. I know. Like I said, I played a Necromancer long enough. I've memorized their health and AC. So. All
right. Any movement, follow-up action?
Well, I still got 1 sword stab in me, so 10, 15. I'm going to take it on this guy.
Okay.
Draho's getting brave now. I'm extend my arm fully and sort of shuffle towards him with my blade out in front of me, leaning back as far as I can, and go for another stab.
And unfortunately, that tactic does not work well for you.
Nope.
You slide the blade in. It just happens to slide between a pair of ribcage ribs, and then as you pull back, you realize that you didn't actually hit anything.
Right. They don't have flesh.
Draho, to what do we owe the pleasure?
Hey, at least I didn't go through him and stab you out of stupidity.
Fenrir.
All right, so I'm gonna move 30 this towards Navara.
You're gonna get
I mean, I'll get an opportunity attack, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of damage.
It does hit.
Oh wow, 8 damage.
How much did it hit for?
A total of 5.
No, I meant what was the attack roll?
22.
Oh yeah, that hits. Total of 5?
Correct.
Alright.
Whoop! I do not know what I just hit, but ignore that.
You did all the damage.
I just rolled like 3d8, 2d20, and a d10.
That takes 5 of my temporary hit points currently.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast a level 1 Hunter's Mark on the Minotaur
Okay.
and shoot him.
Alrighty, go for it.
Will so it's 11 plus a 7, so
That'll hit.
18.
18. That'll hit. Okay. 8, 9 damage.
All set. So that goes in, and you see one of its horns. It gets hit, chips off.
Okay. Second attack.
Mhm.
That's higher than it was.
Okay.
12. 10 damage.
All right. With that, a chunk of its like upper clavicle kind of blows out with that arrow strike.
Excellent.
Okay.
That should be action, bonus action, movement, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Misaki.
Skeleton 3 needs a dex save.
That's going to be a fail.
Well, damn.
All right. Let me just double check to make sure that it's not.
Oh, and that's radiant also, by the way.
Yep.
Unless something's changed, I don't think they suffer more damage from radiant.
Nope, only bludgeoning. Okay,
Yeah.
so that radiant spark fires off, hits it in the chest, seems to kind of fuse some of the ribcage together, even more so than it already was. Any bonus action or movement?
No. I'll wait to see if it comes after me or goes after Kai.
All right. Does come to the skeleton's action.
Attack Drawho, you know you want to.
Nah, it's close enough. It steps into Kai.
Now, if you hit me and I find out about it,
Nope, that is a miss. Skeleton 6, however, having been, shall we say, poked by Draho in a less than pleasant fashion, will go ahead and try and attack Draho.
Of course you will.
Bro, do you have a thing for necrophilia?
That was so
No.
close to 17 on the roll. Nope, that is.
This is one
a
of
miss.
very few times Drawho confidently feels like he can outfence an enemy. So he's taking the opportunity. Hopefully that thing moves in so Kai can take the opportunity.
It has.
Yeah.
No, it only moves up to 10 foot because it has reach as well.
Yeah, but
if it can hit me, I can hit him.
That's what I said. He said Kai, not himself.
Yes, true. Go for it. He will miss as he is using that one-handed.
Are you? There we go.
That will
just
miss as
barely.
well. So the both of you just quickly dodge out of each other's actions. Brings us to Kibble. We'll hit on that Skelly. And kill Skelly 6. Brings us back to Kai.
Okay, so Skelly 6 is gone.
Well, he's unconscious according to his thing. Okay.
Okay. So Minotaur skeleton.
Finish it.
Finish it.
It's in red health, man.
I will use my bonus action to switch my hex to Minotaur skeleton 1.
Okay.
Willpower. And then... Hiya!
I will hit. And it goes down. Bones just kind of shatter everywhere.
Oh, well, then I'll use my other attack to take care of short stack.
Just wrecking house over here.
I should probably roll the hit first.
That would
Generally.
be very advised.
Does hit.
And...
All right, and you take out that
Yes.
final skeleton. As it shatters to the ground, you can see some kind of oddities within kind of the mess that is left over of the worm.
Walk over and poke at it with the halberds.
Yeah, don't touch that acid, blood, poison, whatever it has.
the poison's in the back end.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You know,
I go
the
up
thing that's
to
flopping
the-
around over there.
Hey, Pedro,
Mhm.
I go up to the worm and I dig out one of its teeth.
Okay,
Mm.
so you have a worm tooth.
I do. I put it into my bag.
Actually, if you have like, you know, the knowledge of skinning beasts and whatnot, the poison is valuable.
I do
Exceptionally
have,
so.
I do have that knowledge. I will get a couple of vials of the poison too.
Okay, go
How
for it.
big is?
Go ahead and roll nature or survival, whichever is better.
My survival is better. That will be with my plus to survival.
Don't roll a 1.
A 16.
Okay. You were able to get a total of 6 vials.
Oh my god!
Now, additionally, Fenrir, go ahead and roll me a nature.
Sure. That will be a 12.
12? Okay. So you would, with a 12, know that purple worms do, as they burrow through the earth, kind of eat through the earth and stone, and oftentimes have precious metals or gems within them that they aren't able to process.
So I'll look for those too.
Okay.
Open up their stomach
I
area.
was gonna say, if you mention there's precious gems in its gullet, I will start carving it up like a turkey.
Well, you do remember that we did walk over with halberds to open this
I got an 18 on the die.
On what?
So for that roll, I got
Oh,
an
no
18.
roll needed.
Huh?
No roll on that needed. So within that, you're able to find roughly 80 pounds of various different precious metal ores between copper, silver, gold, along with some minor gems in there. As you're working your way through, you do come across this odd little section within it that almost look like eggs.
Okay.
Are they eggs?
Can I identify to see if they are eggs?
Sure. For that, let's do a survival.
Okay.
Really, wouldn't it be nature?
14.
Yep, you definitely think they're eggs.
Okay. I take all the gems, put them in my bag with my jewels. I call over Draho and say, hey, take these precious metals, put them with our storage. And as for the eggs, I asked Kyson, because I assume he might know, are the eggs valuable?
There's got to be some sick sadistic individual. Actually, yes. If these are actually purple worm eggs, which I don't know if there is such a thing, be honest.
They are?
It could be
The
the eggs
crazy
of
people
something it
that
ate.
work at that pit fight that we have would give, I'm assuming, some form of body part that is valuable to possess them.
Not that.
Okay, so I gather, because I have everything for these sorts of occasions. So I put the eggs very carefully in one of my larger glass, more triangular vials,
Okay.
and put that in my pack.
They're
with the
fairly
poison.
large, almost football sized.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going to take about like 2 or 3 of them and pass them about the people and say, we're going to try and sell these to the crazy people in the fighting pit. Take a
Yeah.
couple of them.
Draho's just going to interject at this point. You realize that means we'll probably be fighting at least 1 or 2 of these at some point again.
Well,
it didn't seem like it was that much of a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we weren't ambushed by poison going into this fight.
yeah.
Well, you
Now
realize
we
you're
have the ability to do some ambushing with poison.
Yeah, also.
I'm fine with it. I mean, heck, I say we keep one and raise it as a pet. Why not? Y'all are crazy.
This could be something to hang on to and also use with ray gun also.
Yeah.
That is true.
I just-
Nothing would terrify a guy more than being attacked by a purple worm.
Here's out all
The other thing is
I'll keep tune myself and just hand out the others to everybody because I can't hold everything.
Yep. For that, Kibble brings over a blanket for you to place them in.
Okay. And I
And
say,
he's like, we can put these in the cart. They'll be safe there.
Good
Okay.
plan, Kibble.
I also tell Kibble to gather up all the residual metal.
I just had a waking nightmare of Kibble the Worm Rider. Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
If only I could remember what you call the dude that rides the biggest worm in Doom.
The Kwisatz Haderach.
That is.
I knew one of you idiots would know that.
Shai
Potatoes
Hadou.
now.
Bless the Maker. Bless his coming and his going.
Yeah, I knew one of you would have that answer for me.
And with that, you also see Kibble kind of rummaging his own way through the worm, collecting vials of weird, different liquids.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah, and I tell Kibble to pick up all the residual metal that's over there too.
Oh, no, don't worry. We're getting the metal. I'll make sure of it.
What do the dwarves think of all of this? That's what I want to know.
Well, when Kibble brings the worms back over, or the worm eggs back over to him, they're like, "Oh, really? I guess we signed up for this." So
Don't get squeamish now. It's just beginning.
So
Yeah.
I take it this be a good place for the beachhead, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
mind.
it's fortified-ish.
Oh,
We need to
Yeah.
figure out how to turn off the doorbell.
Yeah.
they're
Also,
like, we got that.
Guard-
And they pull out some hatchets and just kind of go to town on all the shrieker mushrooms.
Yeah, I also tell them, I hope you don't mind standing guard on like 6 purple worm eggs.
Oh, if one of them hatches, just chop its head off.
Well,
Yeah, pretty much.
we'll make do. It'll be okay.
Under no circumstances, unless they hatch, are you to damage those.
Many real-time years later, Fenrir, the 20th level ranger, says, "Oh, yeah, I rose those from eggs."
Kedro chat.
Yes.
All right. Anything else that you guys want from it?
I mean, we
I
got
wanna pick
everything
up-
worth value.
I look.
Okay.
Can the scales be any good to us? Do I know that? Like the carapace?
They are definitely huge carapace pieces.
Can they be used for armor of any kind?
Not that you've
Doesn't
heard
matter
of,
if
but
they can
it
be
could
used
always
for
be
armor.
tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still get it to the blacksmith.
Yeah, so I'll take a couple of the carapaces and put them in the wagons as well.
All right, for
And
that one, go ahead and roll a survival.
All right.
Do it at advantage because Kibble's helping.
Okie dokie.
Kibble's good like that.
They're both the same. It's a 13 on both of them, so plus my survival, it's a 16.
That'll do. You're able to take most of the carapace. The only major problem with that is it's not really going to fit all into the wagon because it is a
I
gargantuan-sized
just take
creature.
as much as they can.
Well, do you want us to break it down into more manageable chunks or keep it large?
Manageable chunks works.
Okay, we'll do what we can.
Also,
and-
I grab one of the horns of the Minotaur skeletons.
Okay.
I tell them, make this into a war horn for me.
It's not really what we do.
Well, just keep it. I'll get someone at back at town to do it.
That we can do. And they start collecting the various different pieces of carapace, and you can see that they're actually turning it into kind of a armored wall portion around the cart, which they're taking apart and putting up in various different ways to make kind of a bastion for you guys to come back to.
No,
Nice.
that also with, I assume, cutting down the stalker shrooms, they can build a bit of a palisade around themselves between that and the scales.
Correct.
Yep.
Was there anything on the remnants of the skeletons and the Minotaur skeletons?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. With an 11, the most you're able to find is about 100 pieces of copper strewn between them in various different pouches or boots.
Gather it up and I'll toss it back to the cart.
Okay. So, beyond that, do you guys want to take a look inside the room that they came from?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Within there, it seems to be almost a palatial guard space, heavily decorated in old, dusty, kind of dwarven regalia. Within that space, you find a small chest. There's an odd little token that looks kind of like a whip. Something that looks like a circlet. A few fine bottles of wine. Silver gloves. And then in a desk drawer, a scroll.
What's the scroll? Hand that to Nivara first. She's the one that reads.
Looks like mage armor.
Oh, put that in the cigar case.
Okay.
And have Kibble look at everything else before we pick it up.
All right. The token looks to be a Qual's feather token whip. The circlet looks to be a circlet of blasting.
So wait, what's the first one?
A Qual's feather token whip. So basically,
Is that just a whip?
kind of. So it's a miniature whip that you can, activate, and it creates a magical whip.
Okay.
We'll put that in the inventory for selling.
Okay.
Yep. Probably the same thing with blasting circlet number 2.
What is a circlet of blasting?
Lets you cast Scorching Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Only
okay.
once, or does it have charges?
It's like once a day.
Okay. We'll figure out who's going to need it once a day.
I was gonna say I'm already wearing one, so, and I have yet to use it.
There were gloves.
Yep, small silver gloves.
Just gloves?
Correct. Non-magical.
Okay.
Very fine, very expensive looking. Sized for dwarven hands.
Sounds like we have a trinket.
Mhm.
That's what I was going to call it.
Yeah.
2 trinkets if you want to get technical.
Yeah. We
And
can
how many
bring-
bottles of wine?
3 different bottles of wine. None of them
What's the
seem to
vintage?
have labels left, though.
Oh.
Are
Well,
they
being an elf of substance and quality, can I identify from the shape, the bottles, perhaps color of the glass, any identifying markers what they might have been?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
There's one thing Drawho knows. It's high in booze. 22.
22. These are probably 1,000-year-old dwarven vintage. They weren't known for making their wine, so it may or may not be vinegar at this point.
It doesn't matter. It's worth a lot of money. 1,000-year-old dwarf wine, as rare as that is.
Dwarf wine. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll take that. That'll be good to sell. Going to come out of this with enough loot to invest in 2 therapists.
All right. Well, with that, we are hitting that 9:30 time frame, so we'll go ahead and call game here. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to watch and everyone for coming to play. Join us again at the same time next week, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Have a great night.
Yep. Thank you.